Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Welcome back to our channel. After a comprehensive overview about the 64 types of angels created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are now moving towards the Qasim Al Masuliyyat, the distributor of responsibilities. Among the unseen administrators of the spiritual realm lies Qasim Al Masuliyyat, the angel entrusted with the subtle and profound task of distributing responsibilities, burdens, and life assignments to human souls. He oversees the unfolding of duty, destiny, accountability, and the trials that shape a person's moral and spiritual growth. This angel is not merely a distributor of outward tasks, but a regulator of inner weight, the emotional, ethical, and spiritual loads each heart must carry at precise moments in life. These are the beings of unfathomable might, created from the most luminous light of Nur Muhammadi, meaning the divine light of Prophet Muhammad. He moves among the ranks of angels who manage human affairs with wisdom, meaning hikmah and divine precision, ensuring that every responsibility placed upon a person corresponds perfectly to their spiritual capacity, readiness, and divine script written for them in Allah Al-Mahfuz. Nothing is random in his distribution. Opportunities, tests, leadership roles, family duties, promises made, trusts held, and even the unseen obligations of the soul are allotted through him according to Allah's decree. Sufi masters describe Qasim Al Masuliyyat as an angel whose presence becomes more perceptible when a person stands at the crossroads of important decisions during the transition from one spiritual station, meaning maqam, to another, or when heavy trusts, meaning amanat, are placed upon their shoulders. He is the unseen herald of responsibility, silently guiding, reminding, and awakening the believer to what must be fulfilled before Allah and before creation. Thus, Qasim Al Masuliyyat represents the divine law that governs responsibility, accountability, and trust. Through him, every human soul receives its unique share of duties that ultimately lead it toward purification, maturity, and nearness to Allah. Before going further, a quick update. All our videos are available in both English and Urdu languages on our YouTube channel. You can find them by navigating to our playlists, where all our videos are available for your convenience. Now, let's continue. Quranic mentions how Allah distributes responsibilities, roles, and tasks. We have apportioned among them their livelihood in the life of this world and raised some above others in rank. Surah Al-Zukhruf verse 32. This verse establishes the principle of taqsim, meaning divine distribution, upon which the angel's function is built. How every soul is given responsibilities exactly as it can bear. Allah does not burden any soul beyond what it can bear. Surah Al-Baqarah verse 286. This forms the core theological basis for an angel who weighs and distributes burdens according to capacity. How duties, trusts, and obligations are heavenly assignments. Indeed, we offered the trust, al-amana, to the heavens and the earth and the mountains, but they refused, yet man accepted it. Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 72. The trust includes every responsibility a human carries, spiritual, ethical, social, distributed, from the unseen world to individuals. How angels are appointed over human affairs. For every affair, there are angels following in succession. Surah Ar-Ra'd, verse 11. This confirms the existence of angels who oversee destinies and distribute divine assignments. How angels govern human duties at Allah's command. The angels and the Spirit descend, and every matter is decided. Surah Al-Qadr, verse 4. Every matter, meaning Amr, includes obligations, life duties, and responsibilities. How angels record and monitor all responsibilities fulfilled or neglected. over you are appointed guardians, noble scribes, recording everything you do. Surah Al-Infitar verses 10 to 12. Not only are duties assigned, but angels also track how they are fulfilled, how Allah assigns degrees, roles, and stations. He raises whom He wills in degrees. Surah Al-An verse 165. Spiritual and worldly stations come with responsibilities. This elevation is administered through angelic agency. How divine decree assigns human portions and responsibilities. Indeed, all things we created with precise measure. Surah Al-Qamar verse 49. Every responsibility, trial and role is measured, called taqdir, through angels entrusted with distribution. How every person will be asked about their responsibilities, and they will surely be questioned. Surah As-Safat verse 24. The existence of questioning implies prior distribution of duties and trusts, how leadership, authority, and stewardship are divinely assigned. O Dawood, we have made you a Khalifa on earth, so judge between people with truth. Surah Sad verse 26. The appointment of roles such as leadership is part of the same divine system of distributed responsibilities. How every human has a portion of responsibility assigned. For all are degrees according to what they have done. Surah Al-An'am verse 132. Reward corresponds to responsibility fulfilled, meaning duties were assigned divinely. How Allah distributes tests to different people in different ways. And we test you with evil and good as a trial. Surah Al-Anbiya verse 35. Trials themselves are responsibilities placed upon individuals. These verses together create the Quranic foundation for the conceptual reality of Qasim Al Masuliyyat, the angel who administers responsibilities and burdens according to divine decree. In our previous videos, we also explored the verse on how Allah created every living thing from water, the creation of the waters above the dome and below the flat earth, the firmament, dome above the flat earth, actual shape of the earth according to the Quran and Islamic cosmology, primordial waters of the heavens, the kursi, meaning the footstool of Allah, the arsh, meaning the throne of Allah, Law and Mahfuz, meaning the sacred tablet, the second creation of Allah, Al-Kalam, why Allah created the universe, the first creation of Allah, the 7 portals and dimensions of the universe, and discussed where Allah was before He created the universe. If you haven't watched them yet, please do. Now let's continue. Hadith mentions Allah does not burden a soul beyond its capacity, stated in Sahih Al-Bukhari 1462, Sahih Muslim 201. The Prophet frequently recited this verse in dua, showing that burdens and responsibilities come from Allah through His system of angels. There is not one among you except that his place in paradise or hell has been assigned, and the angels have written it, stated in Sahih Muslim 2006-47. This hadith confirms that life assignments, including duties, trials, and outcomes, are recorded through angels. The angel is sent to the womb and commanded to write 4 things: his provision, lifespan, deeds, and whether he is blessed or wretched, stated in Sahih Al-Bukhari 6594, Sahih Muslim 2643. These 4 are the foundations of all responsibilities given to a soul. Every day angels descend and others ascend, and they report to Allah what has occurred among His servants, stated in Sahih Al-Bukhari 555, 7429. This includes human actions, duties performed, and responsibilities neglected. A person will not die until he consumes his full provision that has been allotted for him, stated in Ibn Hibban 361, Al-Hakim 2131. The allotted provision includes material, emotional, spiritual, and duty-based portions. When Allah loves a servant, He tests him. Stated in Tirmidhi 2396. Tests are assignments given by angels following divine command. There is none among you except a companion from the angels. Stated in Sahih Muslim 28:14. This angel pushes towards good and thus towards fulfilling divinely assigned responsibilities. The leader of a people is their servant. Stated in Sunan al-Darimi 27:57. While not directly mentioning angels, the Prophet reveals that authority itself is a divine responsibility, implying an unseen administrative system. Every one of you is a shepherd, and every one of you will be questioned about his flock, stated in Sahih Al-Bukhari 893, Sahih Muslim 1829. The questioning implies earlier distribution of duties, which in Islamic theology happens to the angels. Two angels accompany him, one on the right and one on the left, stated in Sahih Al-Bukhari 5552, Sahih Muslim 2569. This confirms the monitoring system attached to responsibilities. The angels send prayers upon those who teach goodness to people, stated in Tirmidhi 2685. Fulfilling the responsibility of teaching brings angelic support. The scholars are the inheritors of the prophets, stated in Sunan Abi Dawud 3641, Tirmidhi 2682. Prophetic inheritance is a responsibility distributed to scholars, spiritually administered by the unseen forces. The most severely tested people are the prophets, then the next, and then the next, stated in Tirmidhi 2398. Tests are responsibilities, distributed in proportion to one's rank. Allah, His angels, and the dwellers of the heavens and earth send blessings upon those who teach people good, stated in Tirmidhi 2685, showing that angels are directly linked to duties. Description and numbers. Qasim Al Masuliyyat is described by the Tasawwufi masters as an immense and subtle angelic intelligence, created from Nur al-Taklif, the divine light of responsibility. His essence is neither harsh nor gentle, rather, it is perfectly balanced, reflecting the Quranic truth. Allah does not burden a soul beyond its capacity. He carries the heavenly registry of burdens, duties, trials, and obligations, distributing them to every human heart in accordance with divine wisdom. His presence is not felt through sight or sound, but through the sudden appearance of new obligations, unexpected tests, or shifts in the heart towards certain tasks. When a person is assigned a responsibility they cannot understand, when a trial arrives precisely timed to their spiritual state, or when a duty is placed upon someone despite their reluctance, this, in Sufi cosmology, is the trace of Qasim Al Masuliyyat. His nature is multi-layered, operating across both the physical and spiritual planes. In the physical world, he administers all forms of responsibility, livelihood, family duties, moral burdens, communal positions, and leadership roles. In the spiritual realm, he assigns tests of the soul, trials of patience, the weight of hidden sins, and opportunities for growth. The saints say that every human being has a portion of responsibility that chases them, written for them before birth, and the angel ensures that they meet it at precisely the right appointed moment. In classical angelology, the angels of distribution are vast in number. Although no authentic revelation gives a precise figure, Tasawwufi tradition holds that Qasim Al Masuliyyat oversees a host of 4,000 subordinate angels. These angels carry specific categories of duty, provision, trials, moral accountability, community roles, hidden tests, and daily decrees. They are divided among the hours of the day and night such that 1,000 descend at dawn with the assignments of the day, 1,000 withdraw at sunset with the record of completed duties, 1,000 descend at night with spiritual responsibilities. 1,000 withdraw at Fajr with the record of the soul's endurance. This symbolic structure reflects the hadith that angels alternate in shifts of night and day. Beyond his host, Tasawwufi cosmology associates Qasim Al Masuliyyat with the fourth heaven, where the records of deeds and the tablets of responsibilities called Al Masuliyyat are kept by angels of balance. In this realm, each person's assigned role is weighed against their spiritual readiness, ensuring that trials are neither random nor chaotic, but woven with perfect precision. Descriptions from the sages say he does not manifest as a form, but as a force that reshapes circumstances. His presence is recognized when a trial comes suddenly but feels perfectly measured. A new responsibility emerges at the exact moment a person becomes ready. A burden is removed after its lesson is learned. A door closes only to redirect someone toward their destined duty. An opportunity for leadership or service arrives unexpectedly. This angel does not deal with worldly appearances but with inner preparedness. His distribution is guided by divine mercy, not severity, and no soul receives a burden without also receiving the hidden strength to carry it. Role with the prophets. With Prophet Adam, Qasim Al Masuliyyat assigned to Prophet Adam the greatest earthly responsibility, caretaker of the earth. The angel delivered the command of stewardship, naming, and caretaking of creation. Prophet Adam's test of responsibility began the moment he was placed in the garden and given boundaries, a duty mirrored in all future human obligations. With Prophet Nuh, Prophet Nuh was charged with a mission lasting 950 years, a responsibility distributed by this angel as a unique burden unmatched by any prophet except Muhammad. Qasim Al Masuliyyat is said to have placed upon Prophet Nuh the weight of calling a stubborn nation, teaching him endurance and unwavering resolve. With Prophet Ibrahim, Prophet Ibrahim received responsibilities that revolved around tests of the heart, leaving his homeland, sacrificing his son, and rebuilding the Kaaba. Each responsibility was precisely timed and measured by this angel. None came before he was spiritually ready. With Prophet Ismail and Prophet Ishaq, Prophet Ismail carried the responsibility of surrender without hesitation. Qasim Al Masuliyyat placed in his heart the strength to respond, "Do as you are commanded." He became the prototype of willing responsibility. Prophet Ishaq's responsibility was to continue prophecy in a lineage of purity. His burden was less external and more internal, preserving the spiritual integrity of a prophetic household. With Prophet Yaqub, the angel assigned him the lifelong responsibility of bearing grief, especially regarding Prophet Yusuf. His test was to shepherd a family fragmented by jealousy, teaching humanity that responsibilities of the heart are often heavier than those of the body. With Prophet Yusuf, Prophet Yusuf received assignments involving temptation, injustice, and power. Qasim Al Masuliyyat gradually built him through prison, servitude, and hardship until he was ready for kingship. His responsibilities grew with his purity. With Prophet Musa and Prophet Harun, with Musa's immense responsibilities, confronting Pharaoh, guiding Bani Israel, receiving the tablets, were delivered through this angel in stages. Each responsibility strengthened him, shaping the most active and burdened prophetic mission after Muhammad. Prophet Harun was given the responsibility of being the supportive counterpart to Musa, reflecting how responsibilities can be shared and balanced between souls. With Prophet Dawood and Prophet Suleiman, Prophet Dawood was tested through kingship, judgment, and the responsibility to rule with fairness. Qasim Al Masuliyyat assigned him the duty of balancing power with humility. Prophet Sulaiman's unparalleled responsibilities, command over jinn, winds and creatures, required an angelic distribution of balance so that power did not corrupt him. His tests revolved around gratitude and justice. With Prophet Yunus, his test centered on responsibility delayed, then resumed. Qasim Al Masuliyyat gave him the responsibility of returning to his people with renewed resolve after the trial in the whale. With Prophet Zakaria and Prophet Yahya, their duties emphasized upholding spiritual sanctity in a time of corruption. The angel assigned them responsibilities of teaching inner purification. With Prophet Isa, Prophet Isa carried responsibilities that demanded total detachment from the world. His test was to bear the spiritual weight of a nation gone astray, with responsibilities aimed at mercy and awakening. With Prophet Muhammad, for the Prophet, Qasim Al Masuliyyat distributed responsibilities unmatched by all creation. Responsibility for the Ummah, responsibility of revelation, responsibility of mercy to all worlds, responsibility of perfect character, responsibility of teaching, warning, guiding, responsibility of bearing the Quran, responsibility of carrying humanity's burdens. He bore the heaviest responsibilities because he possessed the greatest capacity. The angel delivered duties to him in phases: Meccan dawah, Medinan governance, battlefield leadership, spiritual guidance, each arriving in perfect harmony with his readiness. Role in tasawwuf and tariqat. In the spiritual hierarchy of Sufism, Qasim Al Masuliyyat embodies the principle of divinely apportioned responsibility, illustrating how the inner and outer worlds are interlinked through trust, accountability, and spiritual maturity. This angel governs the distribution of duties not just to prophets, but to every soul on its path toward kamiliyat, meaning perfection. The responsibilities assigned are not merely external tasks, but subtle inner obligations, controlling the NAFs, maintaining balance in spiritual practice, observing etiquette with the divine, and harmonizing the heart with the realities of creation. Their spiritual significance. Qasim al-Masuliyyat in Sufism symbolizes the delicate balance of divine decree and human agency. A murid, meaning disciple, learns that every spiritual station comes with a corresponding responsibility. The angel's work ensures that one's trials, gifts, and spiritual capacities are always proportionate, reflecting the Quranic principle: Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. In tariqat, this principle is central. The murshid guides disciples to recognize, accept, and fulfill their responsibilities, both inwardly with heart, nafs, ruh, and outwardly with actions, social duties, their inner responsibilities. In Tasawwufi practice, Qasim al-Masuliyyat is invoked symbolically when a seeker undertakes muraqabah, meaning meditative observation, or muhasabah, meaning self-accounting. The angel ensures that each spiritual station, called maqam, comes with precisely the right inner responsibility, whether patience, humility, detachment, or steadfastness. The disciple learns that failing to fulfill these duties leads to spiritual stagnation, while conscientious fulfillment aligns one with the divine presence. Their outer responsibilities. The angel also governs responsibilities towards society, family, and creation. Tasawwufi teach that every act of service, every teaching, and every engagement in the world is a responsibility entrusted by Allah. Qasim al-Masuliyyat ensures that a spiritually mature murid does not overreach, does not neglect duties, and distributes energy wisely, mirroring the angelic distribution given to the prophets themselves. Their role in the path to Kamil Murshid. Through guidance from a Kamil Murshid, the presence of Qasim al-Masuliyyat is made perceptible in subtle ways. The Murshid interprets divine responsibilities, assigning tasks suited to the seeker's station. This mirrors how the angel apportioned duties to prophets, showing that divine trust and responsibility are inseparable from spiritual growth. The Murshid teaches that inner resistance, laziness or pride is a failure to respond to this angel's governance, whereas obedience and discipline reflect alignment with the angelic principle. Their hidden meaning. Esoterically, this angel represents the law of cosmic balance. Every action carries a proportional consequence, every gift a weight of responsibility. By understanding this, the Sufi learns that the spiritual journey is not only about mystical experiences but also about responsible stewardship of heart, mind and soul. Neglecting duties, no matter how small, disrupts the alignment with divine harmony, whereas fulfilling responsibilities conscientiously leads to spiritual ascent. This structure mirrors the detailed treatment given for all previous angels, historical role, inner spiritual function, and practical implications for seekers. Commentaries from Tasawwufi masters. Imam Ghazali highlights Qasim Al Masuliyyat as the divine regulator of human and spiritual duties, emphasizing that the soul's ascent depends upon fulfilling the responsibilities entrusted to it. In his Ihya Ulum al-Din, he explains that neglecting even minor responsibilities disrupts the harmony of the heart and blocks the inner illumination called Nur, while careful observance aligns the seeker with the divine presence. Hazrat Ibn Arabi interprets this angel as the intermediary who distributes cosmic and individual duties according to divine wisdom. In his Futuhat al-Makkiyah, he states that each prophet, saint and seeker is assigned tasks proportional to their spiritual capacity, and Qasim Al Masuliyyat ensures that divine trust is balanced with free will, linking responsibility to mystical realization and unveiling. Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani describes the angel as a guide for the disciples' practical and spiritual obligations. In his teachings, the murid's awareness of assigned duties mirrors the angelic distribution, and sincere obedience transforms ordinary actions into acts of worship. Qasim Al Masuliyyat thus becomes the unseen organizer of spiritual discipline and worldly conduct alike. Hazrat Shams Tabriz emphasizes the subtle influence of Qasim Al Masuliyyat in purifying the heart and directing attention to essential responsibilities. He asserts that the angel instills a sense of divine accountability within the soul, prompting the seeker to act conscientiously in both mundane and spiritual affairs, ensuring that devotion is inseparable from ethical and mystical obligations. Maulana Rumi portrays Qasim Al Masuliyyat poetically as the cosmic steward who allocates duties to every heart. In the Matnawi, he writes that the soul that understands and fulfills its divine responsibilities experiences the sweetness of union with Allah, while neglect leads to spiritual heaviness. The angel's role is thus a constant reminder that divine trust and accountability are the keys to inner liberation and spiritual ascent. These commentaries collectively emphasize that Qasim al-Masuliyyat is central to balancing the seeker's spiritual, moral, and worldly obligations, linking responsibility directly to growth and enlightenment. Possibility of seeing them. The angel Qasim al-Masuliyyat, being a subtle spiritual entity, is primarily perceptible on the inner planes rather than through ordinary physical senses. Advanced seekers and saints report three primary modes of encountering this angel in real life. While extremely rare, a spiritually elevated individual under the guidance of a Kamil Murshid may perceive subtle signs of the angel's presence in moments of intense divine focus or while performing a significant act of responsibility. These experiences are often accompanied by a heightened awareness of duty and a profound sense of accountability. In dreams, many mystics and Tasawwufi masters have documented encounters with Qasim Al Masuliyyat in dreams. In such visions, the angel often appears as a luminous figure or a radiant being who instructs or reminds the dreamer of tasks and responsibilities that align with their spiritual and worldly obligations. Dreams serve as symbolic lessons, emphasizing that neglecting responsibilities can impede spiritual progress. In Kashf, meaning spiritual unveiling, the most common and profound encounters occur through Kashf or spiritual unveiling, which is granted to a purified heart. In these states, the seeker perceives the angel's energy as an inner force that organizes, regulates, and illuminates one's duties. This perception is often accompanied by clarity, inner balance, and a heightened sense of divine accountability, showing how responsibilities are divinely distributed and interlinked with the seeker's spiritual growth. Across all three modes, the experience of Qasim Al Masuliyyat reinforces the importance of responsibility, discipline, and alignment with divine will, serving as a constant guide for both worldly and spiritual duties. Role in the grave. Qasim Al Masuliyyat oversees the allocation of individual responsibilities even after death. In the grave, this angel monitors how the deceased fulfilled their duties in life, both spiritual and worldly. The soul experiences subtle reflections of its accountability, and the angel serves as a witness to the deeds performed or neglected, reinforcing the principle that every action carries weight in the hereafter. Role in Barzakh. During the state of Barzakh between death and resurrection, Qasim Al Masuliyyat ensures that the soul understands the consequences of its life's responsibilities. The angel's presence manifests as a subtle illumination or awareness, revealing how well the soul managed obligations entrusted to it by Allah. This serves both as a comfort for the righteous, whose duties were fulfilled, and a reminder of accountability for those who neglected their responsibilities. Role on Qiyamah. On the Day of Judgment, Qasim al-Masuliyyat plays a role in presenting the records of individuals' fulfilled and neglected responsibilities. This angel aligns with the divine decree, emphasizing that spiritual and worldly duties are inseparable in measuring accountability before Allah. Role in Mizan tier scale of deeds. In the weighing of deeds, the angel highlights the merit of responsibilities fulfilled with sincerity and the spiritual consequences of negligence. Every entrusted duty, whether toward family, society, or spiritual practice, is considered in the divine scale, and Qasim al-Masuliyyat's guidance ensures clarity in this assessment. Role on Pul Sirat. While crossing the bridge of Pul Sirat, the angel's role is to illuminate the soul's successes and failures in fulfilling duties. Souls whose responsibilities were performed with devotion and mindfulness pass securely, guided by the angel's subtle support. Conversely, those negligent of their obligations face the challenges of the bridge, symbolizing the spiritual weight of shirked responsibilities. Overall, Qasim al-Masuliyyat acts as the divine distributor of accountability, ensuring that both worldly and spiritual responsibilities are recognized, measured, and rewarded in every stage of the afterlife. Protection and awareness. Through a Kamil Murshid, a spiritually accomplished guide, a Kamil Murshid helps the seeker align with divine responsibilities, ensuring that the soul remains conscious of duties entrusted by Allah. Through mentorship, practical exercises, and guidance, the Murshid teaches how to fulfill obligations, spiritual, social, and personal, without negligence, which in turn secures the soul's protection from the trials of Barzakh, Qiyamah, and the challenges of Pur-Sirat. A Murshid awakens the seeker to the reality that every breath is a form shaped by zikr. By teaching breath zikr, the Murshid transforms the human into a being of continuous remembrance, surpassing angels. A Kamil Murshid, meaning a perfect spiritual guide, is considered in Tasawwuf the inheritor of the Prophet, guiding seekers on the path from clay, meaning nafs, to light, meaning ruh. The Kamil Murshid helps awaken this nafas al-Rahman, meaning breath of the All-Merciful, within the disciple. Also as stated in Surah Kaf, verse 17, whoever Allah guides is truly guided, but whoever He leaves to stray, you will never find for them a murshid, meaning a spiritual guide. Angels are always in dhikr, but their dhikr is fixed and limited to the forms Allah gave them. Man, however, through guidance of a murshid, can transform his every breath into dhikr, making his remembrance continuous like angels, and even higher because it comes through free will. In Tariqat, the Murshid teaches Habs al-Nafas, meaning watching the breath, and Zikr Kafi, meaning silent dhikr. Every inhalation and every exhalation affirms Allah and He alone. This makes the seeker live in the constant rhythm of divine presence. Through the Quran, the Quran repeatedly emphasizes accountability and fulfilling trusts, as in Surah An-Nisa verse 58, indeed Allah commands you to render trusts to whom they are due, and Surah Tur verse 21, and every soul will be fully compensated for what it earned. Reciting, reflecting upon, and implementing these divine directives strengthens awareness of responsibilities, making the believer spiritually alert to the guidance of Qasim Al Masuliyyat. Through du'as, supplications for guidance, accountability, and protection help the believer remain mindful of duties. Examples include seeking Allah's aid to fulfill obligations. O Allah, guide me to fulfill what you have entrusted to me with sincerity and steadfastness. Asking for protection from negligence. O Allah, shield me from failing in the duties you have placed upon me, both in secret and in public. Acts to do. Regularly reviewing personal, social, and spiritual responsibilities. Practicing mindfulness in all actions to ensure intentions align with divine guidance. Seeking knowledge and advice from qualified spiritual teachers. Maintaining honesty, integrity, and consistency in fulfilling trusts. Acts to avoid neglecting or procrastinating in fulfilling obligations. Disregarding spiritual responsibilities in pursuit of fleeting desires. Entrusting duties to others without supervision or sincerity. Allowing laziness, arrogance, or heedlessness to weaken accountability. So, dear viewers, Qasim Al Masuliyyat represents the divine principle of responsibility, emphasizing that every duty, spiritual, social, and personal, carries weight in the eyes of Allah. Awareness, guidance from a Kamil Murshid, adherence to the Quran, regular supplication, and conscious actions protect the believer from the consequences of neglect. By fulfilling responsibilities with sincerity and vigilance, the believer not only earns Allah's pleasure, but also ensures spiritual safety across all stages of the hereafter, from the grave to Qiyamah, the Mizan, and the crossing of Pur-Sirat. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed this content and find it beneficial, we kindly ask you to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more authentic faith-strengthening content. And let's continue this journey of knowledge together. Inshallah, see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.